Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Jules, and if you are new here, I am a professional food photographer and stylist and soon to be cookbook author, and every single Saturday, which is right now, we do a live plan with me where we grab whatever it is that we plan with and we sit down and we chat and we learn with each other, and yeah, that's what we do. You don't have to plan. You can do art. You can do whatever. Just let me know what it is. Say hi if you're in the chat. Let me know what you're doing today. On this past Tuesday, I finished doing all of the edits in my manuscript, and a bunch of formatting things that I have to do. And on this Tuesday, it goes off to my editor at my publishing house. And so what we're doing today is, I need to stop saying is we're setting up March. We're going to do March setup. However, first we're going to, I got some happy mail today. So I bought some Micron pens. They're all the same. I think they're 0.5. All the same, like, nib size, width. I can't think of the technical term for the size of the pen. And then, so one of my dogs, Archer, has this habit of, if I'm not giving him the attention that he wants, he grabs my good pens and he eats them. And I've had to throw away so many Tombos. I mean, this one is about to die. It's supposed to be a light gray, but because the lid is hold on, he's being a butthead right now. Because the lid has like this crack in it. Let's see. There we go. You can see that. Because the lid's like that, it's drying out, so it's doing a dark gray. And there's a few colors that I'm still not happy with because they are too dark. So I found these. They're like dual tip brush pens, but instead of the Tombow that has like the fine tip and then the brush, these ones are a brush pen and then a chiseled edge for a highlighter. And these are all in, the brand is Ohuhu. And they are manufactured in Germany, but they are from, or made in China. Something about manufactured in Germany though. But these are all different gray colorways, and they're all relatively pale. So I think another thing I'm going to do today is come up with a new color coding system, because as much as, let's get to, as much as this is okay and I like this, there's some, I mean, I just wish these weren't so vibrant. I wish they were all muted. And then I was thinking about maybe at some point doing, because I watched Coffee Monsters Co. and I like the way that she does her, like, weekend at glances, but I tried doing it with my current, like, different things. I'm just playing with possibilities in case I decide to go with an April start for another journal for this year, even though I don't need it. But I've been playing with what I have with the colors, and I don't really like any of this. I mean, it will work at some point. I don't have everything that I need still in this, so it's more like memory keeping. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. I've been watching some videos about how people do, like, from their functional to their memory. I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about for the future. So I played in my planner, project planner. So before we do anything, let's get to a page in here. And I think what I'm going to do is actually take this out. And we're going to do some color swatching before we get to some planning. First, let's test the microns. Yeah, so the reason why I'm thinking about switching to the micron is I love my gel ink. I love, this is a Pilot. It's a green body, but it's the 0.3 or 0.4 black gel. But again, my dog, he decided, one of my dogs, I should say, decided he was going to eat it. So now it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't write properly anymore because he also chewed on this part and ruined the tip, the nib. And I have refills for it, but before I move to this, another one of these, because they're more expensive, these are a little bit cheaper. I think I like the color might be darker, so yeah, I think this is trying to find a really black. Let's see if I can do this so you can see it without the light. So that's that, and I like, it's probably could have gone a little bit thicker. And let's do, yeah, I mean, my handwriting is messy, my hands are sore, but see, I like, it's just that much darker. So when I write on stuff, it's going to, here, come on, it's going to stand out more. Let's see what happens if I highlight on it, because another problem with the gel pens is I can't write and then highlight. I have to highlight and then write, which doesn't always work. So let's see what happens. I mean, it doesn't really smudge all that much. The gel ink smudges a bunch more, so I may be able to do that. We'll see. But let's do some testing here. We're going to start with, they're not even in order. Like, this is, here's the, wow, this is like gonna do 2 lines at a time, which it's very rare that I need to highlight only one of these squares. So I'm liking the wedge so far because it is so thick. It will be, if I show you in here when I'm doing my time blocking, I mean, I have to do line, it's like, there's, here, let's go to, I mean, this one doesn't really have anything. I don't like how the lines are here, so if I can do 2 lines like that, and instead of having to do 1 line at a time, that will make my life easier. Oh, I already did that side. Now let's see the brush. Oh, and then the brush. Let me. So now in this, I like this brush tip better. I can actually do the big down, and these actually, the brush is more flexible than the Tombow. So I like the brush on these better than the Tombow. What color is this? This is, you know what? I'm going to do it with this, just so I know. So broad and brush. This is warm gray 01. Warm gray 01. How was all of your weeks? Did you get anything accomplished? I mean, it doesn't have to be totally huge. I'm not a fan of this. I mean, this color will be good at some point, but not. I mean, this isn't even. It says warm gray 05, but it is more like an orange. And then there's so many colors in here. I might do this at some other point and figure out a new color scheme, but I just want to, oh, interesting. So you could do one edge or both edges. I like this color. Cool Gray 030. Let's see. I'm trying to find one that is similar to, here, let me do a color swatch. This color. So that's a warm gray according to Tombow. And so I'm trying to find something that is similar. Because what's happening, I'll show you. So on this end it's fine, but on the other end it's way too dark because it's starting to dry out because my dog ate it. So I mean, I'm not a fan. Oh, that's a nice color, but it's not the color I'm looking for. This is green gray. That actually might work for one of the colors that I'm trying to replace. Green gray 1. Green gray, green gray. I'm trying to find, that's a green gray. I'm going to have to put these all in order at some point because they're all over the place, but I'm looking for a warm gray. Oh no, this is 0.5. Interesting. So there's a 0.5 and a 0.5. Maybe this is the color that I'm looking for. Yeah, that's somewhat close. This is warm gray 050. Some point I'm gonna organize them. It's a blue gray. Any more warm gray, cool gray, green gray, cool gray. This is gonna be dark. This is a green gray. I like this color though. Let me try it. Brush pen part. Interesting. This is green gray 020. What size is this tip? Does it say on here? 0.25. Huh. Okay, so I went much smaller than I remembered. Try here. Let's see if you can see those. I like the colors. And I like they're all more muted than, gotta remove a comment. Then they're more in the color scheme that I'm looking for, but some of them get pretty dark. Like there's this color that I'm not going to use in my journal because it's too dark, but this is good for when I'm doing my sketches for my food photography because this is like close to one of the background colors that I have. This is blue gray 2, like II09209. What's this? I don't know. Maybe that's a mixer for mixing the colors. Okay, I'm going to put this here for now. And let's get to, well, actually, I do need to, if I'm going to do this, let's first, before we do more swatching, I'm going to do it after. I need to find, we're setting up my journals. And put the lid back on this. I'm going to put this back here for now. I need to grab my tabs. We're setting up the month of March. And I'm on, the next tab is, oh, I've done those. Really? So I am on black, I guess. Really, have I done all these? I've done the yellow. I've done this color. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well that's weird. Let me... November, December, January, February. So 4 months. 1. Oh, I think I did it in... This is February. December. Why did I use that December tab? December's there. February. Why did I use 2 Februaries? Did I do the... Oh, wait a minute. I remember. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is correct. I am on the black now, I guess. Okay, so. Yep, okay. I have this right. These color gradient index stickers can be purchased on Amazon, and they're made in China, but that looks like it's in Japanese. So we're on March. February, March. Did I do it this way? Yes. So, we'll do this tab on for March. So that is the month. And then we need to move to the weeks. Weekly. There's this one right here. And March starts right here. This tab. Is that though enough? Yes, it is. Okay. And then, oh, sorry, you can't see. Put this here. Is that enough? Yep. And then we go to the dailies. And March starts here. Let's see, where did I start it on? I started on the 1st, which is right here. So it would go in this. So we're doing, this is the daily. Right here. And then we're gonna fold it. That's the daily. Oh, that didn't fold quite properly. Can I salvage it? I don't think so. I think oh, I can. Awesome. Okay, let's do this again, but be more careful about our fold. There we go. Pay attention. Okay, and then we need to go to the freely, which is right here. And yeah, that looks close enough. I live dangerously putting on the very last. Oh, is that right? Could I go up? No, that's close enough. And then we're gonna fold it. And then we go into here. Oh, that is what I did. Okay, February, go back to, I'm losing all my tabs. So we go, let's see, January, February, March. This doesn't seem right. 1 second. It is. Okay, January, February, March goes. That's close, but we need the March showing up. I mean, that's close enough. And then use the monthly for something. Or do I? Nope. Do I? Let's see. No, I don't. Okay. So that's there. Got all my tabs on. Put this way in here. I'm going to put this aside here. And let's go to... Oh, wait. I do use it. Right here. Monthly. I lied. It's not really so much that I lied as in I just started doing it. So this is monthly here. Got all about, and then right here, monthly. Still have to figure out in my Jibun Techo days what I'm going to be doing for these monthly indexes. And I've been putting some milestones here. I mean, aside from how I use the Gantt charts to keep track of days that I'm actually actively working on projects and whatever for billing purposes. But there's still, I mean, there's all this that I could be using for something. I just don't know what yet. But what we are going to do, now we need to go here, the months, wrong month. And we need to start looking at my different schedules and moving stuff in here. So, let's go to my color chart because I need to figure out deadlines. Right now is like this dark purpley color. And let's see if I can find something that is similar in color, but not as dark. Because the problem is when I use the N60 for the Tombow, oh, that really bleeds through. Interesting. Maybe I put too hard. When I do the Tombow, you can't see the colors afterwards. So I think this might. So I have to. No, that's too dark. I'll put the number down anyways. I have to write over the numbers. I'll show you what I mean by going in this month. So when I highlight over like a deadline or whatever one of these days, I have to take a pen and redraw over the dates. Otherwise, you can't see them. And so I'm trying to move away from that as well. I mean, I could still do it, but I want something that is not so dark. that I don't have to take that extra step. I can just color with it and it's done. I mean, this is it's like a purpley. I'm looking for like a purpley. It's a medium gray. Okay, this is a no. I'm just gonna take all these out that are a no right now. The blue gray 005 is a no. This is a no for sure. This is a no for sure. PG 050 already. Oh no, I didn't. Blue gray. Let's see. It's a cool gray, but it's a blue gray 050. Let's. Oh, that is actually maybe close enough. Oh, but that's more, maybe more close to that. You know what? I'm going to, this is going to be this color. Let's see if I can do it one square. So, work appointments. Yeah, I like that. That's close. I'll show you in a second. Just wait one moment. This is B G 050. So I'm gonna show you a little bit closer that they're like in the same family, but this is lighter. So this is keeping out for work appointments, and I need to write what this is. Could be putting it on top, but I'm not. So B G 050. But I'm looking for a deadline color that is in the purple. This may work, maybe. I mean, it says red gray, but it's, let's see, let's do this. Oh, that might actually work. Let me color here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this is our red gray RG 120. I'm not going to replace all this old color code immediately. I'm going to play with it for a couple months, but yes, I know on the first, let's see what happens when I highlight over it. On the first, oh, you know what I can do? Okay, let me find the 060. I'm gonna try something because, so this is a deadline. What I like to do right now is I like to like draw the line out before I color it in to add like a distinct line. It's just a thing I like to do, but if I do this, yeah, that is perfect. That is, I can still see the letter underneath. Okay, I like that. So this is, this deadline is manuscript. I'm just going to put menu. The thing about these pens is they're not as thick as they're more difficult for me to hold and grasp, but I like the color. I mean, the boldness. I like how bold it is. So the manuscript is due. And then, so work appointment color, because I have a conference on Friday and Saturday, but I also, let's actually move to shooting days and let's see, we're going to find, okay, this is a yes that I'm using right now. That's a no. I mean, this is like a yellow gray, and this is like a yellow gray, and it's to replace this like greeny color. And I think this one might work better. Or be the closest in color to what I'm looking for. Nope, that's too dark. I mean, that's like pretty much the same as dark as this one, but let me still make a color of, or a note of this color. It is, here, let me do this. Yellow gray, 100, that's a note. Let's go down to the very lightest in this color family. That's the yes. Yellow gray 040. Just to make sure though, let's do one more. And this is, yeah, that's too dark. Yellow gray 080. These will all be good for when I'm sketching my food photography. They're not a no for everything. They're just a no for using in my planner for my, so I need to go back to my color schemes. And this is over here. So food photography shoot days. Yeah. This is yellow, gray, 040. But let's do again. So this is also a shoot day on the 1st. Let me just double check this. Hold on. I am running out of room here. We are turning to March. Oh, don't need to draw on myself. So it's 3 squares by 3 squares. Shoot. And this is a shoot day. This is a shoot day. This is a shoot day. I like to color code the days of the month when I'm looking at the month in a glance, so that I just have like a brief overview of anything I have due, any appointments that I have. Like I have work appointments these days too. I'm speaking at a conference about food security on Friday, and I'm giving a cooking demo workshop on Saturday. If you go to my website, polariscreative.ca, and click on speaking engagements, then I can do it. There we go. Yeah, that's how. Then you'll be able to see more information about that. These are very like watery. You see, they like leak right through to the other side, which is a bit of a problem. I mean, it's great for sketching. I think I have to just be careful here if I show you, like on the back side. They kind of, it's more than ghosting, it's like actually coming through the paper, which may turn out to be a problem. Oh, no. I did that wrong. I screwed up. Normally what I do is I just outline it, and then I fill it in if I actually end up shooting that day. So we're just going to have to ignore it for this month. But let's go with some appointments that I have. Let's fill in my appointments for just getting my calendar up. So I can actually write things down correctly. So manuscript is due on the 1st. And then my calendar. I want to look at it at a month. We're going to go to here we go. Food connections, that's what it's called. So food, I'm going to write it down here. Food connections. Hyphen it. And this goes to both days. I need this. It's Friday through to Saturday. And then what else do I have? Oh, I have to have blood work on, I have to go and do some blood work, go to the lab on Tuesday, and then I have on the 19th, I have a chat with a friend, so I'm going to put coffee. It's a coffee chat, but it's online. Like a virtual coffee chat. With a friend on that day. I feel like I am missing something, but maybe not. Oh, birthdays, I have to look at those. That's right. One more on Friday. What is it? Food connections. Yeah. I'll look at the time of that later. So now we go into my life book. And we see whose birthdays and anniversaries it is in March. We gotta put those in. I just have one on the 13th. Is Tia's B-Day. And let me, I think it's in here. I have like, oh, that reminds me what I wanted to do. But one second, put a little sticker in that for the birthday. This is from Sticky. Like, got it a million years ago. I don't know if they still sell this specific sheet. The thing I like about Sticky is that every single pack that you get, you can buy the individual sheets sometimes. But that reminds me. So I got this the other week. I'm using it for something specific for the setup. This is the, I want to say it was shipped out, maybe it's a February, I paid for it February. Anyways, it has these date stickers that are 29 to 31. Come on, it doesn't want to focus up here. Boop-a-doop, boop. No, it's still down here. But I have all these stickers that I'm planning to use in various ways throughout March. What I like to do with these, like different column stickers, is on my weeklies, I like to fill in, like after my monthly to-dos or weekly to-dos, I like to add some type of washi or some type of decorative here, just so it's not having these big huge gaps. So this is also sticky. But what I wanted to do, okay, so I have coffee coffee cup that I need to put there. Because the sticker thing, like the thing that I hold my stickers in, this is also from Sticky Club. Yes. Okay, I'm looking for, yeah, this. No, maybe. Let's go with this one from the coffee chat. My last day of shoot. Oh, I have to do all the shooting, not just this week. Before I get too ahead of myself, let me just finish putting in. So on the 12th is, that's right, okay, 12th, I have live Plan With Me, and then on the 26th also live Plan With Me, and then let's not color it in this time, Jules. Let's, before we move into the other, I'm going to put this over here again. So let's finish putting all the days that are planned to be shoot days by just, I haven't done it yet. This week, the only thing that will delay a shoot day this week is, so like last week I didn't shoot on Wednesday because I was supposed to do shoot the roast chicken recipe. However, they didn't have the fried chickens in stock. We're still having supply chain issues. So there's still like some days where I plan to do a shoot, but I end up having to move it either because the item that I planned to shoot wasn't in stock, or I wasn't feeling well, or whatever. So this day I know for sure that I'm at least cooking, because the thing that I plan to shoot, I'm doing in a live cooking demo. This is very messy today for some reason. I think the problem is this table is too high to, why did I do that? That needs to be a different color. That needs to be, I have a social media creation day. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. 14, 15, 16th is the last day of shooting. That's actually a filming. Okay. That's a different color. What color do I do for my social media creation? Is like, let's see if I can find an alternative to that now. Fix that. You know what? I'm just going to do it this way for now. So I need to do N65. I feel like I'm calling bingo numbers. N65. Here we go. I thought this was looking empty at first. I'm like, I feel like I'm forgetting to do something. And my month should not be that empty, but here we go. This is N65. Just color over it. Oh yeah, this was another one. It's not drawing. Because my dog, like, not only chewed on this, well, one of my dogs, but he ripped this whole thing right off, and, like, there was no felt. I don't know if you know, like, the felt markers from childhood. They had, like, the cartridge in the inside that was all wet. Well, he pulled his end right off, and there's just, like, a little, like, it's like this tip, but it's thinner, and it's longer, and it looks like it would, like, poke inside of the cartridge, the felt cartridge, to feed this this pen nib end. However, there was nothing inside of here that you would think would hold the ink that would fill the felt tip. So I think he may have eaten it. I didn't find it anywhere, so I think it ended up in his stomach. Wait, I need to do N65. Why did I put that away? When I have to color the other one. 1 second. Here, nope, 95. My goodness, my brain is dead. Here we go. So this, again, is a live plan with me. And I'm not coloring it in yet because these last 2 weeks actually I have scheduled for time off. Let me look at the exact dates. Hello. Supposed to be starting on the 23rd. Yes. Wait. Yep, that's right. Why 2022? March 2021. Okay. Yeah. So from here to here, I have, except for this day, is when I have to hand in all my photography. But this is all time off. And I had a color that was like a dark gray that was a mild liner that I used for blocking off time off. And it's another thing that my dog ate. So this is all, actually, let's find a new color for that right now. Let's find a new color for that. Let's do... Let's try this color. Do I already have this? Green Gray 060. Nope. Too dark. Green Gray 060. But I like it's the right color family, so let's Green Gray 3. Let's try this. Nope, still too dark. Green Gray 3. Green Gray 1. I'm using for not doing that. I mean, it's a cool gray or neutral gray. It says though. Neutral gray. Do I have any entries? No. Let's try this gray. I mean, it's not anywhere near what I was thinking, but no, too dark. So this is, but this is the color though. So where I want actually the neutral gray. So neutral gray 03. Gotta find a neutral gray that is lighter. Neutral grays, NG. Seriously, this should not be. CG. Am I like suddenly unable to comprehend what I'm reading? Warm gray? No, I want neutral gray. Was that really the only neutral gray in all of this? Green Gray 02, I think I'm already using for something else. Oh, here it says neutral gray. It's because it's CG. So neutral gray 07, I think is darker. Yeah. Right. 03. I really need to organize these. Okay, so I'm looking for CGs. That's cool. Blue, red, warm, green, neutral, 030. This might work. Yeah. Let's do... Oh, it's already up there. Huh. Okay. Well, let's just do this for now. I mean, it doesn't really matter for what I want to do is... This is just going to bleed right through to the other side, which is fine, I guess. But this is all... I really like how easy it is to highlight sections with these. I find with the mild liner that, but it bleeds. I mean, it's not only just ghosting, but it does bleed through, which is fine, I suppose. And it was, these are a lot easier to highlight with than the mild liners or with other highlighters, I find. So let me just, oh, I forgot a day. Back to this. I should not have put this away. And it just, yeah, these are good. Whoops. Saying that, I screw it up. Anyways, so time. Off. And where's this? Let's do a line. So last year I don't do resolutions because life's too short for that, but I do like things every year, like something to improve my life. It's not a resolution, but it still is in that same, like, here's a thing I'm going to change. I'm actively going to improve my life. And forever, I never took days off. And that's a problem when you're self-employed and you work from home. And it's just, it can be difficult. And so last year, I decided that I was going to take the last 2 weeks of every single quarter off. And no sooner did I make that decision and I highlighted all of those weeks at a glance, I signed a book contract. And I was so worried that I would not be able to take this time off just because my book schedule, contract, timeline, production timeline is an accelerated timeline. And however, thanks to careful planning and like using the Hobonichi, getting the Hobonichi as a project planner instead of doing it online, because I was able to actually, this may change if I have to reshoot any of these days, if they don't turn out, then I might have to work one of these days. But right now, I mean, it's in there. I don't have this thing where I like emergencies may come up, but I'm just proud that I was able to work it out, with the exception of the first, when I have to email my editor with all of the images. I've successfully managed to take this time off. Okay, so now the thing that I was really looking forward to is, let me grab these again. This is such a mess. I'm gonna have to, maybe I'll have time at the end. I don't think so though, but I'm going to do it at some point. What I want to do with these stickers, let me just, is put them This is the first. I just want some little first. I just love these. As soon as I got them, and I hope once I get my, line these up on the, hoping that once I get my next month's kit, what number was this? This was 7. They continue with these date stickers, because I just, as soon as I saw them, I got like, wow, this is something that I will use forever if you continue to, I mean, these stickers alone make the whole entire sticky pack, sticky club, I should say, sticky club vintage pack subscription worth it. And I think I'm going to have to grab tweezers because I'm having, my fingers are not working the way that I want them to. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to set up my next week with y'all. Before I do that, I do have to come up with new colors to put in my appointments and stuff. There's something weird with my brain today where none of this is like looking this. There's something, maybe it's the square. There's something about the square that makes it look like I put it off center. I can't wait to do the flip through. See if I can give you guys a little bit of a preview of February. There was this day, past Sunday, I really liked the spread for my journaling, for my week in review. Week in review. I have this month, well, we're still in February, right? This month was, it was a month. A lot happened. It wasn't like, despite everything going on in the world, which is really difficult on me. My family comes from Ukraine. Well, let's be more specific, and this is a thing that people don't know about Eastern Europe and that area of the world, is the country, there used to be a country between Ukraine and Poland. And at the beginning of the 1900s, right through until World War II, there was a partition that was happening and lots of power struggles, and it makes it so difficult to do any family tree research. But there was this country that was like, that bordered Poland and Ukraine. And as things were being partitioned, at one point Poland absorbed the country, and then another point Ukraine absorbed the country, and then of course Russia got in there and started to take over certain parts of the country. And anyways, the country that part of my family tree was born in no longer exists. It was literally once part of Poland, and it, like the towns they were born in and everything, it suddenly got different names. And then now that part of where they were born is now part of Ukraine. And there's dispute about whether or not they're Polish or they're Ukrainian. There are people in my family, they're like, yes, they were Ukrainian, and like even the last names have different spellings by different governments depending on the dispute of, are they Polish or are they Ukrainian? They're Jewish, to come into to emigrate to Canada, they had to say that they were Roman Catholic because Jews weren't allowed to emigrate at that point. But they were allowing a lot of, so outside of Poland and Ukraine, Canada has the largest population of Ukrainians, and that's because when all of this was happening, our ancestors came from that area during partition, and it was like right before Hitler started doing his stuff. I don't want to say the word in case YouTube decides, oh, you can't talk about that, we're gonna hide your video from people. Anyways, it's complicated, and watching this again play out is really, really difficult, because like I don't have, my family tree stops at the birth of my great grandparents. I can go back to only on like one little bit, but there's still like the sides of my family tree that come from England and Scotland. We can go back like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. My Jewish, Polish, Ukrainian ancestry stops. There's a hard stop. Right. Because I mean the country doesn't even exist anymore that it was called when they were born. And it's really funny looking at like census information, because when they came here, they didn't speak any English. They spoke Ukrainian. So that's one of the reasons why we say they're Ukrainian. However, the census people put them down as Polish. Because at the time, the country, the first census of them being in Canada, the country was now part of Poland. And then it became part of Ukraine after the war. But they were ethnically Ukrainian, which is a whole other thing altogether, Polish Ukrainian. But it was just really like every single census, their names are spelled differently, where like their place of origin is different because the maps were redrawn so many times, and then there's just this hard stop of we don't know, and yeah, it just makes what's going on right now in Ukraine that much more difficult, because I mean it was supposed to be the war to end all wars and make it not a thing anymore, and I mean we can have all those geopolitical discussions, but so that's happening. But yeah, February was a whirlwind of a month because I was shooting my book and I was editing my book. Like there was days where it's like recipe development, writing, editing, shooting all on the same day. Couldn't breathe. I was just like, I don't even know how I made it through most days. And then suddenly this week I had a couple days where I'm like 2 o'clock comes around and that's when I have my afternoon break. And as soon as my afternoon break was over, I had nothing to do. And it has been so long since I've had nothing to do. And what even is that all about? I mean, that's like, that never happens. So this month has been a month of transitioning from super busy production with the book and thinking it's never going to end and I'm never going to be able to breathe, to finally having a little bit of breathing room, or a little bit of breathing space, and getting a glimpse of how things are going to look at the end of this month. Once I'm done shooting. And the really awesome thing about it is that I have some. I'm hoping one of the game. There's currently 2 games that are on my wish list that are supposed to come out this quarter, which means hopefully by the end of some of them were they're overdue. They were supposed to come out like last year, but you know, stuff happened. I mean, we're still in a pandemic. People are still having to take time off work for being sick, and so the game launches were delayed. But the 2 games is Pharaoh, and I played. There's a demo out now, so that hopefully that means it's going to be out soon. And Builders of Egypt, and they had an update to their demo come out this past week as well, and apparently on Monday we're supposed to get more news about when it's actually going to launch. And I need to put one of these in here. Let's put this right here. I think, yeah. Or, no, let's do it, because I don't use these boxes. Let's put it here. So I'm hoping they will have an announcement that it's going to be out somewhere, hopefully. I don't like that placement. Sorry, I just need to do this for a second. Hopefully it will come out like right as I'm starting my holiday, and I do nothing but play video games for 2 weeks is my hope. And I have these 3 other stickers that I want to use somewhere. Let's put it over here. I like this. Let's put this. Where do I want to put this? Let's put it right here, I guess. Or there. No, here. I want it on the line. Put that there. And then we go to the week. How much time do we have? We have about 20 minutes. I don't know why I'm doing that when I have this. If we do this down here. I have one more of these. Do I have any big to-dos next? Yes, I have to write all this out. My shoot schedule for next week. Maybe if we do it 2 weeks from, or at the end of the month. Let's do it at the end of the month. This week right here. This. Down here. I never get this far down, and since it's going to be part of my holidays, then that's fine. Yeah, so that is March pretty much set up. What I should do is, where did I put? This is the problem. You should actually mark in, I don't know if anything has been not available, but I'm gonna actually pen in my shooting schedule for this week. So on Monday I'm shooting Pho, and then on Tuesday I am shooting Thai, red curry. And then on Wednesday, I am shooting breads. And what that means is there's 5 different bread recipes in the book. And I'm all going to be one picture. And then Thursday, I'm shooting hamburger stew. And then Friday, I'm shooting tarig. And then on Saturday, this is actually live shooting my chili. And it's also the live cooking workshop on that day as well. And what's this one? Erase the pencil lines. Interesting. I have to do it gently because it's taken off part of the pen. No, is this pen erasable? Wow. Oh, interesting. So this like I've never used the microns before, but it's archival ink, so it's not supposed to like fade or wear off or anything, and maybe it does a little bit. I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, it's not like horribly worn down, but it did wear it down a bit. Is it one dough that makes a different bread? Asks Anomic in the chat. No, it isn't. So there is a potato bread recipe in the cookbook, and so they're bread machine recipes that I've developed because the cookbook is for disabled people, in case you're not aware. And so it's like things that are really simple, quick, and easy to make, and that also have cultural significance are also culturally significant in various ways. So potato bread is one of the recipes, and then cornbread is one of the recipes, and then the other bread is actually like a dessert loaf. It's orange cinnamon loaf that I developed, and then a lemon pound cake, which pound cake is like as old as time. It's one of the oldest recipes that we know of is pound cake. However, I make my pound cake with full-fat Greek yogurt. Not all of it for all the wets, but part of it includes full-fat Greek yogurt to give it a little extra something. And then the 5th bread is a flat bread, and it's roti. And it's not all cooked in the bread machine, but it uses the bread machine to knead the dough. And it's just to teach people how they can use different ways to use their bread machine. So yeah, there's corn bread can kind of be both like with savory and both a dessert bread as well if you put maple syrup on it. So it kind of is like a hybrid between dessert and part of your main meal. So it's kind of like the roti and the potato bread are like savories for sure, and then 2 sweets, and then one that kind of lives in between that could go either way, a sweet or a savory. Sounds delicious. Thank you, Anomic. So yeah, so that is next week's shooting schedule. How much? 15 minutes before we wrap things up. So what am I not? I mean, I suppose what I could do is I can actually start writing in my to-do list for next week. And what I had been doing is at the top here in my Jibun, like the 0 to 6 a.m. when my eyes are asleep, I've been using that as like the big thing I need to accomplish that day, or like to color code what my day is. And originally what I had like months ago, I was putting in what I was shooting there instead of in my to-do list. But then things came, like things would come up where it was like I cannot shoot it for that day, either because illness or an emergency or whatever. And unlike the to-do list where you can put an arrow to say, well, I have to move that, there's really no way of doing that here. So what I'm now doing is I am color coding it for If Wishes Were Dreams, and then I write in once I'm done shooting if I actually accomplished that shot or not. So it's moving from my to-do list to up here just to kind of give me an idea of what that day looked like. So I think there's a new thing I want to try this week. And I think this is a cool gray. I'm going to grab this for a second. Make sure it's the right color. 030. This is 050. It will do. It will do. So I'm going to do this and write to do. Can you see? Yes, it's there. So to do. And what for my own visual, being able to read stuff, I you can't really see it. I'm gonna far away. I'm gonna see if the camera will focus, but that doesn't really show up too well. Here's one that a different old color. I like this messy and you can't see it. That one's better. That's one of I like this color. This was my favorite mild liner color, but one of my dogs ate it. So yeah, I highlight the background is very mild here. Like you can barely see it, just to allow some separation between the different items on my to-do list. So I'm gonna do an experiment. I'm gonna first. So I'm doing pho, and then I'm just gonna do it with one Thai red curry. Oops. And I'm gonna highlight over this and see what happens. And if I have to go back to highlighting and then writing on top, that's fine. But I just kind of want to see. Oh, see, that is when I do it with. I love gel pens. I love gel ink. I love Pilot gel ink, but you can't highlight over it because it smudges. But apparently with this, you can. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write things out and then highlight after. Which is actually kind of amazing for my to-do lists. So I didn't waste, microns are good pens regardless. So, it's not like it's a waste of money, but it's nice to know that the reason why I bought these is the faux broth a long process. No. Traditionally it is a long process. So I don't know if you know much about my cookbook. So I'm going to, again, it's for disabled people. It's a lot of Instapot recipes that I've developed, and a few air fryer recipes, but air fryer is, even though it's more accessible than using an oven if you have mobility issues, it still requires a lot of babysitting, so it's not always the most friendly appliance to use for a variety of disabilities. And then bread machine recipes. The majority of the recipes, though, are Instapot recipes that I've developed. And pho's in there because it's an important dish. It's culturally significant. Vietnamese people, it's one of those things where if all of a sudden they can't cook it, it is a loss to them in lots of different ways. So when you're doing pho traditionally, you have to basically cook the broth for hours and hours and hours. When you're doing it in the Instapot, you only have to do it for like an hour on the soup setting with all the spices and the meat, and then you take out the meat. But traditionally, yes, it is a very long process. But doing it in the Instapot, and a thing that is different from my pho recipes than other pho recipes that you can find. Most pho recipes that are out there are very bland. They don't have any flavor to them. And it's because the person is using the same amount of liquid that they would use if they were making it on a stovetop. But when you're doing an Instapot recipe, you actually use less liquid because it doesn't evaporate. And your meat and your veg produce their own liquid. So you have to account for that when you're cooking something in the recipe. So you always start with the bare minimum of liquid, and then if it's too concentrated, then you can always add some more, like, store-bought chicken stock or beef stock to top it up. But you can never, like, it's easier to dilute than it is to add flavor back in. So my pho recipe is, like, I want to say 10 minutes to prepare compared to hours doing it. Using conventional cooking methods. So, and using the Instapot also brings the spices out really, really quickly. For people who are watching this on replay, Anomic says that sounds like it would be a great way to help concentrate the flavors. It is. And if you want to do things like, there is the slow cooker setting on an Instapot, and you can leave the you can leave it venting and like create bone broths and like really dense like hyper concentrated soups. But if you know the secret magic to exactly how little amount of liquids you need because of how much your veg and your meat and are going to express, but when you're doing beans or rice or legumes or pulses, you have to do a more traditional mix because those absorb things. So it's all about knowing the science of the Instapot, how things absorb water or how things express water, and then going from there. A good rule of thumb, if you're wanting to convert a recipe from conventional cooking methods to the Instapot, is just add 1 cup of broth or water or whatever it is the I don't want to say traditional, but conventional recipe says to use. And that's how you start, right? You start with 1 cup, knowing that, like, your veg is also going to your veg and your meat is also going to add at least 1 more cup of liquid, and it's going to be very, very flavorful liquid because it's also going to express some stuff from the bone marrow, and all the juices from the vegetables are going to be like retained 100% flavor. It's way more flavorful. Spices, their flavors are like instantly, cooking under pressure makes the flavor of spices explode even more profoundly than traditional like stovetop methods. Cooking under pressure has like this huge benefit. Like, so many, it's magic. Is basically the easiest way to say it, is that it's magic. So that is my to-do list for next week. I'm going to, so my priority, normally what I do is, here's this top column right here is priority. What does Anomic also says? Yes, because you usually come out too soupy. Exactly, yes. Stews, yeah, usually come out too soupy. So yeah, always cut back. Just a good rule of thumb is at least cut back a traditional recipe, the fluids, by 50%. I always go a cup, and then I add more when I'm developing until I get the perfect balance. And then at the very end is when I add, like, after everything is done and the pressure's released, that's when I add the thickening agent. Turn it on saute, add my corn starch and water, and thicken it up after I've tasted it, just to make sure that it's the concentration that I want. But even after it's thickened, you can still dilute it afterwards. And the magic of cornstarch is it will always re-thicken itself once it heats up again. It's easier. The thing I love about the majority of the recipes in my cookbook take under 15 minutes to prepare, and then you just walk away from it because it's in the Instapot. And then there's 4 recipes that take over 30 minutes because they're of such significance, they need to be in there. But when cooking them traditionally, it can take up to like 8 hours. but I get it down to like half an hour of prep time. And then there's some recipes that are like between the to either take 20 to 25 minutes to prepare. And that's like about a third of the recipes, I would say. So most of the recipes, they're just things that you can cook without any thought, without much prep. You can even, the great thing about cooking in the Instapot is you can even use frozen. You don't have to worry about if you've took anything out of the freezer for it to defrost. You just add a minute to the cook time and you're good to go. A thing I do want to do right now though is, so here's like deadlines and stuff is what I use for like the 6 to 8 o'clock time, and I do want to put in here, yes, that's the first. I just, before we end this, I do want to put that deadline in there. And what's my new color? RG120. I really do anyone else do this when they're like planning or whatever? Like, I'm so organized. I am so organized until I bring out my planners and my stickers and my markers, and suddenly everything explodes and is like, how do I find anything? I do want to take the color, where is it, 65 or is it 60? One more. Let me check this one more time, because this is a big 65. It's a big deal. Maybe it's this one that the dog ate. Yes, it's that one. So, I want to can't believe this is happening on Tuesday, is when I hand in the manuscript to my editor, and I just want to, before we end this for the day, make sure, this is really interesting, make sure that I've got this in here. I need to look though, because it like pools. Oh yeah, it bleeds pretty well on the other side, huh? That may pose a problem. Everything is all over the place and lost. Yes, okay, good. So I'm not the only one who can be like super organized, but then as soon as it comes time to doing this, then it's like, poof, there's no, I mean, good luck finding the color I need because they're all over the place. Yeah, so it blends through a bit. I mean, that's fine. It does that with these colors as well. It just doesn't ghost as much as these ones. But so manuscripts. Put this in here. And I'll finish setting up my... I gotta always think about how to write out manuscript. For some reason I want to add an R where it doesn't belong. So yeah, my... Go ahead and wrap things up here because my battery, that's the word I'm looking for, in my camera. I use my Canon, my DSLR to film these, and the battery has about an hour 45 minutes when I'm filming. So I think what I might do, I don't know, I really like these colors that I marked so far. I mean, I love these markers. Are going to be great for sketching because I always pre-sketch my shots. You have a great week too, Anomic. So and thanks for joining me and jumping in on the chat and asking your questions. So we're gonna wrap things up. I'm going to do more color swatching and pick out my next row of color schemes. And the next live stream will be on the 12th of March. I'm taking every second week off at the moment from live streams while I'm shooting and working on the cookbook because that's all my energy can do at the moment. And I will have a flip through of February coming out sometime in the next week or so, hopefully, if everything goes well and I get the rest I need. So until I see you all in chat, until my live video comes out, thanks again for watching. Have a great week. Subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and ring that notification bell so you know when I go live. Yeah, thanks. Bye.